The telling is set on Catalina Island, which, if those of you don't live in California, is just 15 miles away from the coast of California. In this book, it's called Catalina's Grave because no one returns from there. So Tommy, also known as Little Man, is the leader of the biters, or the chosen, as they call themselves. They are cannibals. They're not nice people. Tommy has gone to Catalina's grave looking for answers about the haze. But he is thrown overboard in a mutiny. He's not a super popular guy. He almost drowns. And when he wakes up, he finds he's tied to a post flat on his back in a tidal marsh. And the tide is coming in. So Tommy has two other personalities which sort of come up here. Little Man is the confident dictator that everybody is scared of. And Pissant is the scared little orphan that Tommy used to be. So he's got some kind of personality issues. Charlotte Sweat is going to be playing all of them. And the other character in the scene, Scott, is going to be played by Theo Langer. And I am going to read the narration. So let's give this a shot. This is Lit Theater 101. All right. Is it wetter than it was a moment ago? Out of the corner of his eye, he imagines more glinting silver between the reeds. The water is rising. It must be. The rope stops halfway at the thumb. He compresses his hand, but the rope doesn't move. The right wrist is too tight, so he tries something else. If he can slide his body down and lift his hands above his head, pointing like a diver, he may be able to get the knots close enough to each other that he can untie himself. If he dislocates a shoulder, just one of them, he needs to relax his body to dislocate it, but he can't. He feels himself sweating, even in the cool green whispering sea.
Jeez, dude, don't hurt yourself.
The face pushes out of the reeds. The hair must have been brown, but is streaked blonde from the sun. A boy, 16, close to ending, strong and scarred, a warrior.
If you want out, just ask.
Why would you let me go?
Better question is, why would we tie you up?
Then why am I tied up?
'Cause, man, we never saw someone thrash so much. What are you afraid of?
Tommy sees the vengeance coming toward him, the sea, the giants, the haze, the chosen, the pink arms. The answer is everything, but he doesn't answer the question aloud.
Well, we tied you up because you were hurting yourself. You ever cut those nails?
No, Little Man doesn't. The rulers of the chosen don't cut their nails to show they don't have to work. His are long, jagged, curling. There are brownish stains under some of them that don't look like dirt, and now he sees the lines on his arms differently. This boy's nails, though, are worn down to the beds. One of them has a blood blister under it, probably from a hammer. He's a worker, but he doesn't carry himself like a lower. The boy squats next to Tommy as if to untie him, but Tommy notices he doesn't move any closer to the ropes. Perhaps he's not as trusting as he appears.
So, little dude, how did you end up in the middle of the ocean?
Is that where you found me?
You were caught in one of our nets that stretch off from the point. The current pushes fish through it. We weren't expecting you there.
Was I there long?
Tommy has a time to think of a cover story, so he keeps asking questions.
Well, long enough for you to pass out, I'd guess. Not long enough to drown, but how'd you float into it?
What's your name?
Scott, how'd you get here?
The boy's smile is real, but his focus on Tommy is wary. Tommy isn't getting out of the ropes until he answers. Keep it simple, Tommy thinks. Keep it close to the truth so you can't slip.
I escaped from my people. I was forced to join the crew on one of their raiding trips. Cooking, toilets, that kind of thing. And they beat me if they thought I did anything wrong. When the storm came, I took my chance and swam overboard.
It's the same story told the Angelinas in the kingdom, and they believed him even though they didn't trust him. Scott nods, seeming to take the story at face value. He moves toward the knots. Just like at the kingdom, where Little Man was able to manipulate Gemma and orchestrate an attack from the inside, because no one believed such a little kid could matter. The big taken in by the small again. The boy reaches toward the knots, then stops, fingers hovering just above the rope.
Only...
Tommy finds himself holding his breath, waiting for him to close the gap.
What?
Untie the damn rope, Little Man says.
It's just that if I had to guess, maybe 1 in 3 of the things you told me are true. Maybe 1 in 4. You want to try that again?
I'm just a little kid. You don't know what I had to go through.
Tommy feels himself shrinking, becoming the kid he's supposed to be, not Little Man. Pissant.
I don't doubt it.
I'm telling you, it's true. They hurt me.
You know we live 15 miles across the ocean from the biters, right? We know they don't sail here because it's Catalina's grave, but our people come from land. All the way over here, we hear stories of blue eyes and white sails, of people who eat people and tattoo their kills on their wrists.
And Scott looks down at Tommy's right wrist. 3 black marks slash their way across his veins.
I was forced to.
You're too small to fight, and we know you ain't cleaning any toilets.
The fingernails again. They're too long.
So somehow you're a leader.
Before Tommy can react, Scott leans over, unties the rope from the pole, and ties it again, even tighter. Now Tommy can't pull his arms together.
For such a little dude to be leader of the scariest people around, you'd have to be some seriously scary son of a bitch.
Tommy should be angry, scared, but no one ever takes him seriously, even after all he's done for the Chosen. His greatest weapon was that no one ever believed he could do what he did, and Scott has taken that away. But Scott also takes him seriously, and somehow that feels right.
I would clap, but
He shrugs at the ropes.
A lot of stories blow our way.
so now you kill me.
Tommy would kill a threat like himself without a question.
Oh, that'd be a waste. Know how hard we worked to save you? Even then we could tell you were one of the people leaders, but we saved you anyways.
Why?
Well, like I said, a lot of stories blow our way. We untie them and let them stay, but only if they're honest about who they were. We call it the telling.
Tommy lies in the grass, looking past the reeds to the sky. It's blue now, no storm. He wasn't wrong before, the water is rising. He feels it tickle in his ears, but still, he doesn't move. The boy stands up.
People change when they're here. They gotta change. Leave it all in the net, dude.
And he walks away through the reeds. Tommy will die here. He knows it. As peaceful these people seem, they will let him die if he lies. He would almost tell the truth for that alone, but not quite. The water pushes past his ears, under his chin. He has 20 minutes left. Tell him, Pistan says. Shut up, asshole, little man says. That's going to get us hurt. Tommy doesn't know which to believe. He has never told the truth. Truth always meant pain. It meant loss. It meant showing himself as he was. Tommy holds still for long minutes and the water creeps up his sides. It feels good. Wouldn't it be a relief to drown when it comes? He has never told the truth to himself. When he finally speaks, Tommy's not sure if anyone is listening. He just hears rustling in the reeds. But it almost doesn't matter if they listen. He speaks just to feel the sounds floating in the air, each word another stone off his chest.
My name is Tommy. My real name is Little Man. Before that, I was Pissant. I didn't get a name. I never knew a soul who loved me. I never had someone who had my back. I'm the youngest Lord of the Chosen. People call us the Biters, and they're right. I've eaten my enemies. I slaughtered our allies. I created giants who've defeated death. We sailed here to find a rival and force him to tell me what he knows. I'm terrified of the end, even though I've inflicted on others. I told myself I was the greatest leader since the end. My own people tried to kill me in Catalina's grave.
Nothing changes for a while, for a long while. The water moves to the corner of his eyes. He can keep his nose and mouth out, but just.
I've been weak my whole life. I only ever had one friend, and he's just a servant.
The reeds whisper louder. It's either the wind or Scott returning after listening. No, he can see when the reeds part and faces of every color push through. It was dozens of kids listening. And in the middle of all those faces, Scott's is touched with pity.
That's a lot to leave in the net. You up for it?
Yeah, I think so.
Just one thing, dude.
He fixes him with a glance that knows everything about Tommy.
You forgot to tell us about the haze.
And scene. Thank you, guys. By the way, there's a little like applause thing. Actually, I don't know. You can never mind. You can't see it, but just, put some stuff in. That's pretty cool. Like I said, we're still a couple years away from a movie, so this is going to have to do for the time being.